Jack Links presents Messing with Brock Squad.
What did we do?
Squatchy.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Collins for box score.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles. The Danettes, of course, are in Milford, Connecticut.
Hey, Brock.
But not for long, brah. You guys have a massive road trip getting underway as you head to the Big Apple today. Seton, your voyage brings you through our neck of the woods here in Los Angeles and then on up into Portlandia. Where can the fans come out to take selfies and touch you and just be in your space?
Yeah, we're going to do the show up there in Portland, then we're doing 4 to 6 local time at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Beaverton. Then Timbers game after that. Timbers game.
Oh, be sure to get yourself some Timber swag. Before we get ahead of ourselves, let's get to today's show. You had former ESPN researcher Howie Schwab on. Fritzy, would you put his sports knowledge up against anyone out there?
I would. He's great. He had his own show for a while on the worldwide leader, Stump the Schwab. Great guy, very approachable. He always went out of his way to help a lot of different shows, you know, whether it be SportsCenter, ESPN News, radio, TV, whatever he can do. He was always a phone call away, or you can just, you know, tap into his knowledge. Very, very bright guy and knew just a ridiculous amount of sports trivia.
Brock, when I first started ESPN, one of the things in your orientation, they say you have to wear jeans or pants, no sweatpants, and then you cannot wear a team jersey because if you get picked up on camera, you're not supposed to do that. So I was there a couple weeks, and I noticed this older guy walking around, a couple years older than me, and he always had sweatpants on, and he always had a jersey on. I was like, he's breaking 2 of the major rules I heard week 1, and then I asked about it, like, oh, he's grandfathered in.
Yeah, it doesn't count for Howie.
Well, Howie asked you guys a sample Sports Jeopardy question, which was name a former Heisman Trophy winner that also played on a men's Final Four. You guys all with the whiff, and then Dan had his turn.
My first thought was Terry Baker.
Oh, that's why Dan Patrick is the host of this show, ladies and gentlemen.
Ball game!
Terry Baker won the Heisman in 1962 for Oregon State and played in the 1963 Final Four.
I have no idea how I knew that. I swear to you. Oh,
Yep.
wait, are you guys calling BS over there, Seton? Oh, come on. I will swear on your children that I did not know. Howie, did I know? Did we talk about this?
First time I've thrown this at you. Yeah, no,
Seton,
I'm impressed.
you should be ashamed of yourself.
No, I should be?
Yes.
Me?
That is libelous right there, mister.
First of all, why is he swearing on mine or our children? He should be swearing on his kids. And Dan, you know, the way he delivered that, he's like, well, you know, my first thought was Jimmy Lipper, but then, you know, almost like he was going to continue to talk himself out of it, which is really a veteran move by him.
While I don't think he was cheating, it sure sounds like he was cheating. Knowing the Dan history of going, when he knows something or has a researcher or someone give him a piece of information, he's not going to go, Terry Baker. He's going to go, Terry Baker. Yeah, Terry Baker.
Yeah.
You know, that's a Dan.
Yeah.
You know,
Was it Jerry Baker? No, Terry Baker.
Right.
Terry Baker, that's the guy, yeah.
McLovin, can you speak to that topic? Does Dan have a track record of cheating or something?
Yeah, it goes back to, I think Dan told the story himself that Oberman used to get really mad because Dan would go like, you know, like Bally said, do the tip of his tongue. We've seen it, you know, sometimes Dan will say something on air. It's not necessarily that he's cheating. Sometimes Dan will be disingenuous on air. He'll say something and he'll almost sort of half smile at the Danettes because I shouldn't say this, by the way, but sometimes he'll pretend not to know something that he knows. And it's not always cheating. Sometimes he's just being coy. Dan, being coy. That's exactly the right word.
Well, there's no doubt that Dan was a little peeved after that, but instead of laying off, just moments later, you guys all piled on.
Why did you say it to my face?
67 that he hit? Or no, I was right there. I was right there.
I would take a lie detector test right now that I did not know what the question was going to be.
Oh, look at that smirk.
Do you think I knew the answer?
I gotta put a blog entry in here.
I can't believe that was a setup question.
Holy smokes! I don't know if I've ever been this angry at you guys.
Who, all of us?
Yeah.
Ultimately, I believe Dan, but he does do that shtick, and initially we all kind of rolled our eyes a little bit. I know I was looking over at McLovin and
His
just
batting average that season 236.
He does play that game.
No,
so,
238. Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, ballpark.
As I let it settle in and thought about it further, I'm like, I don't think he would do that. Again, I wouldn't put it past him. In this instance, I'll wink at it and give him the pass that he did not know the question or the answer. But there's been too many of those in the past that makes you wonder.
Nobody asked me if I gave Dan the answer, which I did not. But I was waiting for that accusation because he's like, did Howie give you the answer? Well, no, not Howie. Did Paul give you the answer or put it up on the screen or say it to your ear? Nobody asked that, but I thought that was the next accusation.
That's one of Dan's tricks for years, and back in the Mothership days, Dan and Keith used to do a radio version of the Big Show together, and it was an hour every day. And Dan did that. What was that? And he didn't even get the answer out, and Overman's like, "Oh my God, you're not still doing that trick, are you? It's the oldest trick in the book, Dan. Grow up."
Get the answer out.
Yeah. Oh, 230.
We asked the boss if he would hold a grudge against you guys since during the trip, since you all accused him of cheating. Let's see what he said in this edition of Boss's Thoughts.
Well, Paulie knows the truth, so he knows I didn't cheat. It's Howie Schwab. See, Fritzy's phony. He's passive aggressive. Like, oh no, I don't think you arranged something with Howie Schwab and knew the answer. Oh, I'm just kidding. Seat, I think, feels like I knew the answer before Howie Schwab came on, and I think McLovin feels that way too. But Paulie knows the truth, so the truth will set you free. So I'm not lying. Somebody else might be.
I got to side with Dan on this one. I believe he was very proud of his sports knowledge there. It kind of reminds me, McLovin, of when I called my shot at the NBA draft with Adam Morrison. And last night I was able to call my shot with Minnetonka with the home run derby, first line by Berman. People were like, "Did you set that up? Did you call ESPN?" I'm like, no, just respect it.
Yeah. I hadn't heard about that Minnetonka call 53 times today already, Paulie.
Wow.
Of course it was Minnetonka. Everyone knows Berman was going Minnetonka.
I don't remember you saying that.
Did anybody check the Twitter timeline to see if that actually happened?
Pretty much. Paulie talks to the guests before they come on, and it'll be the most random guests. It could be, we could have Adrian Peterson on and be like, "Hey, Adrian, did you watch the NBA draft? Do you know when they drafted McDermott? They showed Adam Morrison, right? You want to say that to Dan, just to be clear."
I give them a casual hello and wish them a great time on the show.
Have you mentioned Adam Morrison to any guest before the interview?
You're finally running into a little bit of a, is it a quandary? Maybe, I don't even know what it is here, but by always producing and setting everything up from like this show to like presidential elections at this point, I think you're producing. Now people don't believe anything that you call. You can't ever make a real call because it's like, oh, he cheated, he set it up.
But you're not 100% sure either way, which I like.
That's true. I pretty much assume anything that is coming out of your mouth is produced at some point. Anything that happens, like if I trip on a piece of
I told the guy to lay the concrete crooked there. He did that for me.
You guys didn't seem to care about DP's safety as the incense almost caught Rudy's helmet on fire. Seton, was there any concern from you guys?
Yeah, we were actually talking like, oh, dude, we got an IM from one of the BRGs here, Nick, backroom guy, and he said, "Hey, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a gigantic flame over Dan's head." And we were having a conversation on whether or not we should actually go in there during the interview and blow it out or not.
Yeah, and I looked at it, Seton brought to my attention, I looked like, yeah, this looks like it could be a fire. But I looked at it and I thought, I think it's going away from said helmet.
Trajectory.
Yeah, I mean, I have no training or firefighting experience, so I watched Backdraft. I watched Backdraft like 9 times, and I think it was safe.
I thought, my concern was that it was going to keep burning long enough till it got to the Notre Dame helmet, and then things were going to start melting, and it was going to get real ugly, and I'm like, oh boy, do we just sit here and watch what happens? Which is kind of entertaining, actually. It's like, wow, who knows?
As a
if
producer,
this place goes up in flames.
Right. As a producer, I don't necessarily want to put it out too soon. I don't technically want Dan to be engulfed in flames, but I want to see what happens.
That just makes great box score, I say. Coming up, McLovin goes long ball off a Hall of Famer. She is gone.
All right, Mike and Bensonhurst, go ahead.
Hey, Mike, what do you think of Derek Jeter announcing his retirement?
Well, let me put it to you like this. He'll pack his bags for good in September. 0 regrets, a million cheers. And we're going to obsess all season till then. You know what? I think it's going to be a long, long time till Cashman fills the hole he left behind. A-Rod's not half the man you ever were. Oh, no, no, no. You're a Capitan. A Capitan. The Yanks' hearts are going to be dark without you and Mo. Yeah. And I think it's going to be a long, long time. And I think it's going to be a long, long time.
Welcome back to the box score. Oh, see, we didn't mean to make you all emotional there. Don't cry. Don't cry, see.
It's gonna be okay.
I never wanted to hurt you. Wipe those tears. No, I don't want to see him cry.
Don't leave me! Don't leave me!
No, it's gonna make me cry. It's gonna make me cry. Make me cry.
A couple more months.
Oh my God, I'm all verklempt. Seton. I got a case of the vapors. What is it going to be like watching Jeet's last All-Star game tonight?
Well, it might get emotional, actually. I'm sure my mom and my sister, who are huge Derek Jeter fans, are very, very upset already. But I don't know. I might actually start getting the chills a little bit, because I do start thinking about there's a lot of history there, a lot of memories with me and Jeets over the years. So, I don't know. We'll see.
There is a lot of history. ESPN's Bomani Jones weighed in on Jeter's legacy and told us why he thinks the New York shortstop is a legend.
The reason Derek Jeter is famous in the way that he is famous is because of that Mariah Carey story when he first came up, where he dated Mariah Carey, told her to leave him alone, and kept shaking off her calls. That was when people were like, yo, this Derek Jeter dude, man, I want to see what's up with that. If he doesn't do that, we don't like him the same way. He was 22 years old, 22 years old. He's the shortstop for the Yankees. He hit the league, and all y'all would have gnawed off your arm to get at Mariah Carey. He was trying to shake Mariah Carey off. I mean, look, everybody had to look up at him and be like, yo, I think this dude's a little bit different.
I don't know that I've ever heard better analysis of Derek Jeter in my entire life. No joke. He broke it down perfectly from saying, dude, this guy just shook off Mariah Carey. Yeah. Who the hell has the balls to do that? And then, what's my other point?
Well,
that people like cool. That's what people are responding to. Like, there are quiet people who are just sort of dorky, and then there are quiet people who you could tell are super cool. And there's like this velvet rope that goes in front of Derek Jeter, and behind there is like the Garden of Eden or something, or like, just this crazy world that you'll never have access to. But in front, he's like, yeah, whatever, dude. I'm just gonna not really say anything.
Hit 320.
I'm living this crazy frigging life back there.
Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley, also a baseball legend. But McLovin wasn't afraid to go low blow and play some Dirty Sanchez pool when the topic of facial hair came up.
About my mustache, I saw your program the other day. Who's that guy?
McLovin? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a tired mustache.
Well,
that's Huh? It's not going that good, is it?
Actually, Kirk Gibson liked it a lot.
Oh, isn't that cute?
Holy
Isn't that cute?
smokes, it's a walk-off, Eck.
That's a walk-off mustache.
Stuck your sword.
Wow. I mean, you know, you could make fun of his kids, you could make fun of his mustache, but when you go Gibby on Eck, that's just core, hitting the chord on national TV and radio. I mean, that's gutsy.
I'm building an impressive list of Hall of Famers, perfectly nice gentlemen Hall of Famers that I've...
A light poke at you.
Yeah, Montana, Emmett Smith, now Eckersley.
That was harsh.
Who, by the way, have like just been nothing but gentlemen.
Brooke Lopez, you'll go basketball.
Might have been my favorite though, because it was such Ivy League like humor, where it's like, hey, like modern poetry, was that a major or a hobby or whatever it was? And you're like, what, dude? It's pretty great.
Yeah, but Eck, I'm actually a little more proud of this one because Eck is like, he's up there. You don't get
Hall of Fame.
I mean, I thought he was a little upset with that too.
What was interesting was what was going on in the background. Let's take a look at Fritzy's reaction again. Fritzy, what was going through your mind here?
I just could not believe he said that. It shocked me. I thought what X started it, but what X said and what McLovin came back with were on totally two different planes of viciousness.
That's the most reaction.
Right?
Yeah, that's the most reaction I've ever seen of Fritzy during a show.
Well, he was thinking, I have to book this guy again because Eckersley had a great appearance. So I want to get Eck again.
I was shocked. I could not believe that.
He was napping.
Okay, let's just cut to it. Okay, the only thing, Todd, everything that he just said was a lie. Okay. He wasn't thinking about those things at all. He was thinking, how am I going to call him again to book him? He's like this, oh, there's going to be a big story that we need Eck on, and I'm going to have to call him, and McLovin just made it impossible to book him again. Right. Oh, sorry, it's all guest list all the time.
That does complicate things. I can't believe you had the guts to bring up
that light head shaking from side to side was radical.
That was crazy.
The I-team unable to come up with an answer for this, but we wanted to ask you directly, McLovin, did you get a chance to take a shower before you left this morning?
Yes, I did have a chance to take a shower. I did not take advantage of this chance to take a shower, but I did have a chance.
That's what you asked him.
Dude, I think that in honor of Eck, you should grow your hair out long like that now. Go sort of like mullet-ish, big streaky,
yeah.
You know, feathered hair.
You kind of look like an extra from Star 80 or something like that.
Yeah, no, there's definitely like a 70s porn vibe going on. I don't know what that's all about. But I mean, if you look closely, the Butler and the Jeffersons, I look a lot like that guy. Remember him? There's and a lot of the characters are Barney Miller.
Bentley.
Yeah, a lot of 70s sitcom guys. Barney Miller, Steve Landisberger.
Or Dallas Buyers Club. After the break, we'll find out what makes the Danettes mouth water. Yummy. Welcome back to the Box Score. Like we discussed, tonight will mark Derek Jeter's last All-Star game as he rides off into the sunset to have tons of sex with supermodels. What if you guys had to ride off into the sunset via death row? Yes, we're morbid here on the Box Score. Well, we want to know if your buddy next to you would know what your last meal would be as we play another edition of...
No! Your row!
Let's begin in the back row. McLovin, what would Fritzy chow down on before he walked the green mile?
See, I don't know Fritzy as a gourmand, somebody who's really into fancy food. I think he might actually go simple, cheeseburger, as sort of the primary meal.
There's only one thing he ever talked about eating.
Chinese food.
Would Wimpy want a cheeseburger?
Part of me is leaning towards pizza or Chinese food, but my favorite, I'm going to have to go a nice chicken parm with a side of pasta. A chicken parm dinner would be fantastic.
Yeah, I had a feeling everybody was going to think Chinese food. That was a tough choice for me, but chicken parm is get chicken parm the edge over.
It's so funny because if Fritzy wanted to win this game in any way, he would have said Chinese food because that's what he references all the time. He has maybe mentioned chicken parm twice in the 12 years I've known him.
McLovin still didn't say. If I would have gone with Chinese food, we still would have won.
Is there a specific place you'd want the chicken parm from?
Probably Rocco's in Brighton Beach in Brooklyn. Rocco's
you can get any meal in the world. You can have like steak,
I know.
You want something he's had 1,000 times.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with chicken parm. I've had so much Chinese food and pizza. I'm gonna go chicken parm is still my favorite, a little bit ahead.
There's no Cinemax on death row, man.
Yeah, I think Rocco would actually make it in the jail cafeteria. They wouldn't have to send out for that. Front row, Seton, what did Paulie go with?
I'm gonna say barbecue.
Was it barbecue?
Barbecue.
You know what? I mean, it's oozing out of my pores. I like a lot of food, like pastas, seafood, but I gave the simple answer of I love good barbecue when it's good.
Dang, man.
Back to Fritzy. What did McLovin want to chow down on?
He's probably came up with some kind of fancy pasta dish or anything like that. But I'm gonna say he's already know I'm gonna get it wrong. I'm gonna go a nice steak and baked potato, a nice maybe a surf and turf kind of thing. And I hope he didn't go too fancy on me, which I think he did.
What's the surf?
Little steak and lobster, maybe salmon.
What's that? Like
well, what's your answer, Fritzy?
Fondue.
Fondue.
Fritzy, you can't go with an entire menu. What was your answer?
I'm gonna go steak and surf and turf, a little steak and lobster.
Okay, what's it surf and turf?
I'm a lobster guy, so it'd be 12 Maine lobsters, each 1.5 pounds. You don't want them too big.
That's incorrect.
A pool of butter. I take all the meat out, stick it in the butter, let it sit there for 10 minutes, then eat it all.
You have 2 answers.
That's cool. I'm gonna guess 2 things.
That's the closest you ever gotten to getting a no right, so I'm really happy.
We got a point, half a point.
But like last meal, everybody says steak or lobster.
Finally, your indecisiveness paid off for you.
It did. By making 2 guesses,
we got 2 answers and filing a formal
partial. We'll take a half a point.
Yeah, you got a half a point. Indecision. And finally, Paulie, what would Seton's last meal be?
Ooh, I'm gonna make like Fritz. I'm gonna do 2 guesses: meat and vegetables. No, let me go specific because I'm gonna play the game as it's written. Seton's tough. You know, I think he's gonna say a well-done burger with bacon, but I'm gonna go strictly a good burger. And I'm probably wrong because there's higher-end food, but I know he likes a good burger.
Was it Soylent and Green burger?
Some type of steak, some type of potatoes, mashed, most likely. Not with garlic or any of that other crap, just straight up mashed potatoes and maybe asparagus. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy, although if I was asked that question today, I would say I want a gallon of Turkey Hill Mint chocolate chip ice cream. That's it.
The winning row is the front row, 1 to 0.5. Oh my goodness. Stay with us. We will find out if Fritzy actually put a gag order out on himself today. Don't go anywhere. And right now we send it back to Milford. And the box score. Welcome back. It's last call here at the box score. Chris Berman would not shut up during the home run derby last night. Fritzy, you were quite opposite today. You were very quiet, very nebbish today. Were you stressed out about booking guests for the road trip?
Yeah, I was probably thinking about what we're going to be doing in LA and Portland and New York, and you got to stay in the moment, and that's probably part of what was going on there.
The first peep you made today was a seal-like cough, and Dan was deservedly so concerned.
Maybe you could follow up on that. Fritz, you okay back there?
Yes.
Man, you got
Oh, you heard my cough?
yeah.
A little seal sound.
Yeah, it is seal. Your microphone wasn't even on. I could hear you.
On.
I could hear you through the glass.
I was hoping that didn't get picked up.
I need to hold up a fish.
Unfortunately for Fritzy, I think Andrew's mic was open.
Yes.
And so he was talking, and in the background, that's what we heard. And dang, man, I just lost it. I feel bad because Fritzy, I understand why Fritzy was quiet today because he's been getting beat up pretty good, and actually in like a particularly vicious fashion since we got back from break. It's only been 2 days.
Not nice.
It's been 6 hours, and it's really like I get that it's like, dang, man, I'm getting beat up and we're just off for a week. That's not really cool. But then I also jump in on stuff like that. But I'm sorry, that seal cough is just you can't let that go. It's too funny.
It seems like a double-edged sword. I mean, you're damned if you do. Sorry. If you do say something, then Dan jumps on you like one of his children.
Look what we got you, Skippy. We got you a rocking chair, and we got you second base. And he seems so uncomfortable doing it. Fritzy, I see your hand, all right? If you put it up once, I see it. All right?
Okay. Did I distract you?
Yes.
I apologize.
Okay, but if you do this, and then you go, and then you this, and then you're this, and then you're down. Oh, you do it like that, and then I realize you have something to say. I was talking to Seton at the time.
Yeah, I distracted Dan, and I was, I guess, interrupting the conversation, which wasn't intentional between Dan and Seton. And I do that. I'll think of something, or something was just said that I was going to say, or I've talked myself out of what I was going to say, or the moment is lost, and then you end up doing one of these hand pumps. And Dan, as on many other occasions, showed his displeasure with.
I put this on Dan too.
Did.
The arm pump has been going on 5 strong years now, at least. The hand pump from Fritzy. Aren't you used to it by now?
So it's Dan's fault that he's mentioned this to Fritzy many times, but Fritzy continues to do it.
No, it's Dan's fault that he's still distracted by it.
Oh, yeah.
Because he should be able to just move on. I mean, he's got people talking in his ear. He's got all this stuff going on, but that completely derails the whole thing. I don't know. I think there's a little bit of responsibility.
But could Fritzy do kind of like this and leave it up there, kind of more?
Probably not from back there, actually, because we all know Dan can't see back that far.
You know, I should have probably done it once, and then if he calls on me, great. If he doesn't, if he missed me, what I had to say wasn't that earth-shattering that I needed to do the.
What if you wore some type of glove with a question mark on it and held it right here?
A beaded glove, like Michael Jackson.
Like one of those big #1 signs.
That's too much, though. I think it more subtle, like a pink, because pink would stand out. He doesn't wear a lot of pink. If you wore like a pink glove with a question mark on it, you just held it right here.
How about an auction? What they held up at an auction, like one of those signs?
Hey, you got that, Fritzy? You gotta go. Fritzy, you gotta go. Fritzy, you gotta go.
Nice.
Fritzy, who's on tomorrow?
Tamar Esquire, writer, the author of The Whore of Akron, Scott Raab, is going to join us in studio. Also, Sig Hansen and his daughter Mandy from Deadliest Catch are also going to join us in the New York City Man Cave.
Get yourself quite a cold out there in the Bering Sea. Thanks for watching the box score. I'm going to smooth it all out with this. Set your DVR or tune in weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, all in on channel 239 on DirecTV.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer. My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy